Hey guys, what is up? RedPandaMining here. How you guys all doing? I hope you're all doing really well and having a really great day. In this video, I just wanted to give you guys an update of all of my stuff in my mining farm and just the projects I have going on, and I would like to get some opinions from you guys regarding my P104 rig that you guys can see sitting on the ground here. So all of these cards I just unpacked from my first mining location, and you can see I have all the power supplies and risers and cables and everything and whatnot all over the floor here. But I would like to get some opinion from you guys later in this video. I'm going to explain this 12 by P104 rig later on, okay? But I got a lot of other stuff going on. I have all my mining rigs. I want to give you guys an update of what I'm mining on these rigs and everything else that I have going on in my now main mining location, as I have everything here from my first location to my basement per se. Okay, so let me begin just giving you guys an update of this whole place. Let's start with this side. Okay, you guys may see some empty frames here. They're just empty shells with some power supplies, hard drives, motherboards, some older risers, and all that stuff. So like these two rigs down here are like ready to go if I need to build a new rig or something, or if I just buy cards, I can just plop them in here. Realistically though, these are 850 watt power supplies. I can only put forth like maybe GTX 1060s or 1660 Supers or TIs or something into these two rigs. I mean, I can upgrade the power supplies if I need bigger cards, but we'll see. We'll see down the road. And I have another rig up here, empty shell, and I just have 3 extra motherboards, Gigabyte H110, and then a, what is this? I believe this is a MSI. Yeah, this is a MSI Z270A Pro motherboard. And I got another Gigabyte Z270P motherboard at the top here. Just too many extra parts, seriously. Okay, now I want to explain my test rigs now. That's the next update I want to give you guys. And they've been going now for about a day. And I want to just show you guys, the profitability on these real quick. I will have a full video on the weekly profits, okay? I'm waiting to just let these go for a week and see what they will mine. So just in case some people don't know, I have 2 RTX 2080s, one on this side and I have another one on this side. And these are basically identical rigs minus the SSD. Okay, so they have the same power supply, same motherboard, same CPU, RAM, all that stuff, except for the SSD. They're both 120 gig SSDs, but they're different brands. Okay, I just want to give that disclaimer there. Okay, but the first test that I've been doing is NiceHash versus CUDA-Miner. Okay, and you guys can see current balance for NiceHash currently is about 8,019 satoshis, okay, versus CUDA-Miner is 13,1700 satoshis. So you guys can see a disparity there. But one thing I wanted to tell you guys first, actually I should have mentioned that first, is with CUDA-Miner they gave me a 5,000 satoshi bonus. Okay, so we'd have to minus that out from the actual number that we see here. So theoretically, we have about 8,017 satoshis currently mined on this single 2080. So you can see here, if we minused out that, and we have on NiceHash 8,021, they're pretty comparable right now. It's really, I think NiceHash is ahead about 3 satoshis. So this is actually a really close test, and I really like it. But I want to make sure, I want to get this going for, a whole week, okay, so that we see the profitability of how much satoshis we've mined through every day, okay? So I want to get those statistics, and yeah, these rigs are doing pretty well in my opinion. I really like these. And I think this testing will be pretty fun. I don't know, I think it'll be imperative for a lot of people wondering, is NiceHash more profitable? Is CUDA-Miner more profitable? And I understand there are a lot of different variables out there, and I try to really zone in on those variables and try to make them as same as possible, like specifically the hash rates of these cards. Silicon Lottery, everyone knows Silicon Lottery, every card is not made the same. And the funniest thing is that with these two cards on the same power limits, they were getting different hash rates. So I had to fine-tune the power limits on each of the rigs and each of the GPUs per se, and get the same hash rates. Okay, so yeah, pretty funny. And I can show you guys quickly the power consumption for the 2 rigs here. So you guys can see we're getting about 170 to 175 watts. They're pretty close. 172, 177, yeah, about give or take 5 or 3 watts off each. and looks like they're jumping around here and there. I don't know if you guys could see that. But yeah, I really enjoy these testings right now. So we'll see in about a week's time how much each rig in terms of Satoshi value has made. Okay, all right, now for the rest of my farm here, my friends, I want to talk about my 12 by P104 rig. Now, as you guys know, this rig, well, it's not a rig right now, it's all in pieces, came from my first location where I had all my grow tent and all that kind of stuff. And you guys saw me tear this down, and it's been in pieces ever since. So it's been like a couple of weeks now, and I've just been procrastinating and just stressing out getting this rig all together because there are a lot of parts here, and I've been wanting to change up some of the power supplies. Okay, so I want to explain my power supply situation, and I would love to get the opinion from you guys down below. So by the time you guys see this video, I can get some feedback, and then I can start building this rig. And yeah, I've been just losing profits. Okay, so let's begin first. So this 12 by P104 rig had two power supplies initially. Okay, so I had this HP server power supply. This is a 1200 watt version, and I had 6 PCIe cables coming out of the breakout board, as you guys can see. And then I had splitters coming off of these, okay? So I had some splitters over there. And also I had this 1200 watt Cooler Master Platinum ATX power supply. And this one also had splitters with 6 PCIe cables branching off, but then I also had the 24 pin and the CPU, and as well as some other cables to power the fans and also turn on the HP server power supply. So you guys can see this cable right here would go to the Cooler Master one so that it would check on this power supply whenever this would turn on. Okay, so it's like it's connected by a floppy cable. I don't know if you guys can see that, it's right there. This little guy, and that's supposed to go to the ATX power supply. Okay, so those are the two power supplies I had initially for my 12 by P104 rig. Okay, you guys can see here. But now I'm thinking of changing it up. I've been wanting to either use this 2400 watt Delta server power supply that I got from good old nerdgears.com. You guys know Nerd Gears. And you know, with this power supply, I did try to do it on my Radeon 7s, but I didn't have good luck with it as my 4 Radeon 7s got bricked. And I'm not sure if I'm going to equate to the power supply or just the memory controllers or the architecture or build quality of those Radeon 7s. They just are just terrible. So I'm not sure if I want to use this again. Maybe you guys can give me your thoughts. This is the 2400 watt Delta server power supply, and it's got 2 breakout boards with all the PCIe cables, no adapters or anything. And then I would probably need to use a 450 watt power supply just to power the motherboard and some other stuff as well. The next power supply solution I was thinking of, okay, so instead of the 2400 watt or instead of these 2 1200 watt PSUs, I can maybe use these brand new, alright, brand spanking new HP server power supplies from good old nerdgears.com. Alright guys, go visit nerdgears.com. Link in the description. Go check them out, guys. They sell a lot of crypto mining hardware and all that good stuff, okay? But anyways, yeah, I wanted to maybe use 2 of these brand new HP server power supplies. They're really clean, really brand new from nerdgears.com, and I got an extra breakout board sitting right here as well. And then I have the necessary PCIe cables if I wanted to. So I would theoretically be able to use 6 GPUs per 1200 watt power supply. So yeah, I have 12 of these P104s. And I would split them up in half onto each 1200 watt server power supply. So I'm thinking of doing that, but then I would still need like a 450 watt power the motherboard and hard drive and some other stuff, right? One thing I worry is that this 450 watt only has 1 floppy cable, okay? You guys can see here. This is the little floppy cable here. I don't know if you guys can see that. That plugs into the breakout board here, okay? Just to notify the server power supply to come on, okay? So this is the little guy that goes into there. So I'm curious, if I were to have 2 of these server power supplies, how would I be able to turn them on? I mean, I guess I would have to turn them on manually, but what if the rig resets or something or shuts down? How would they know for these 2 HP server power supplies to come on? Okay, so that's one problem I was thinking of, and another problem is I would need 3 C13 to C14 cables, which I do have. Here they are, okay, so these are the C13 to C14 cables. I would hate to use 3 because that would be kind of a waste. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I have 3 different server power supply options here. Essentially 3 power supply options I just showed you guys here, okay? So let me know what you guys think, and maybe I can do something else or mix and match. Let me know, you guys. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, this Delta server power supply scares me. If I were to put that on these cards here, I wonder if I would brick them. That would be pretty sad. But anyways, okay guys, so that's an update of my 12 by P104 rig. I have not started building it yet, but I've laid out all the pieces, and I guess in a few days, when you guys will see this video, I will get some comments from you guys on how I should do the power supplies. And I guess I can show you I have 2 Veta frames as well. Gigabyte B250 FinTech motherboard. This is the motherboard that has the 12 or I believe 13 PCIe slots. And yeah, it was running great at my first location. And another thing is that I guess once I build this whole thing, I have a feeling that it's not gonna work. I'm probably gonna have an issue. Stay tuned for that, and hopefully I don't break any cards. I'm just stressing out already just thinking about it. Okay, this video is not over. It's gonna be a long one. Next up, I'm gonna show you guys my GPUs and, you know, my whole wall here of mining rigs. So let me explain, for those that are new to my channel, and if you're watching this far, I have a single 30 amp 240 volts triplet PDU power distribution unit that's sitting right here. Okay, you guys can see that's powering all of these mining rigs in this whole area here. Okay, and you can see it's running to the 30 amp breaker that's in the back there on the left, and then right near the main circuit panel. Okay, so I don't have any lossless transmission of electricity going to my mining rigs all the way down to the main circuit panel, and yeah, safe power. We should be all A-okay and all that kind of stuff, okay? So here's what the back of my very messy mining rigs look like. Okay, so let me start off at the top. I have a 7 by EVGA GTX 1060 3GB cards, and these all have Samsung memory. Okay, Samsung memory, and it's running off a single 850 watt power supply. All of these cards have a power limit of about, I believe 50 or 60 power limit, and I have these all mining Aeon at the moment. Great coin. You guys can see all of my Aeon stickers. I have them all plastered across all of my shelves here. So that's my 7 by 1060 3GB rig. All right, next rig is my 6 by EVGA P104 rig. All right, now these are mining Ethereum. Good old Ethereum, and I have 2 power supplies situated for these, okay? So I have a 1200 watt server power supply and a single 450 watt power supply that's powering the motherboard and SSD and some other stuff, and also the floppy cable that goes into the breakout board. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it powers on the server power supply whenever the main motherboard turns on, okay? So everything turns on just fine. Even if the power shuts down, everything comes back up. Great rig. I love this rig. I love these cards. The exact same cards as my 12 by P104 rig, as you guys saw earlier. Okay, now next rig I have is a GTX 1060 3GB card rig. This came from my first location, and I have these cards set at folding at home. Right now I have this rig off due to the power restrictions that I have right now. I guess the power capacity on my triplet PDU, which is currently at I believe almost 24 amps. Okay, so the main thing I was worried about, I was hitting up 25 amps actually earlier. So I turned this rig off because it was doing folding at home. So I'm gonna move this rig to another room, which I'm gonna explain my other power situation there later in a second. Okay, now the next rig I have is the 8 by RX 480 rig. These are the Asus Strix cards, 8GB models with Samsung memory. I love these cards. They're just such workhorses. They get about 31 to 32 mega hash on Ethereum on each card. And I have a single 450 watt power supply coupled with a HP per server power supply, a 1200 watt, also a ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus motherboard. As you guys can see, this is the 13 PCIe model, 8 GPU Veta frame, and I love this rig. This is one of my favorite rigs. It just works no problem. I don't think I've touched it for like months now. I haven't touched it. It's running in Windows also, surprisingly. So yeah, no reboots and nothing like that. Okay, next up I have, oh, you guys may see I have a bunch of Veta frames. I just picked these up for about 10 bucks USD each, and the guy I bought it from had like 200 of them. So I went ahead and bought 10 because we may be doing a fun little competition with other crypto mining YouTubers who can build the Veta frame the fastest. So I've been trying to get some of these out to some of the other YouTubers. Shipping right now is kind of terrible and really expensive, so it may not make sense for some of my US friends as I'm from Canada. And shipping these to USA is pretty expensive. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of extra Veta V3D. These are the deluxe models that have the full aluminum fan placeholder. Okay, you guys may have saw that in some other rigs here. Actually, it's on my Radeon 7 rig. So this is the V3 Deluxe version, okay? Really nice, really nice. Okay, so now next up, let me talk about my Radeon 7 rig real quick. You guys probably know about my Radeon 7 rig. I have currently 5 of them. I used to have 6, or I used to have 2, and then I had to RMA 4 of them because I bricked them, and I have no idea why they are bricked. Some people were saying it's the memory controllers, they're just really bad, or the R&D on these XFX ones were just really bad, and I had to return 3 of them plus 1 of the Sapphires. Or the Hynix memory, specifically 4 of the Hynix cards, they all died at the same time. And my 2 Samsung Sapphire Radeon 7s are totally fine. The Samsung memory are totally fine. So I don't know, it's maybe something with the Hynix controllers, voltage regulation, something that just decided to blow them or not work and brick them. Okay, so my Radeon 7 rig, my beautiful Radeon 7 rig, you guys probably know all the parts already. I got 2 ATX EVGA P2 Platinum power supplies with an ASRock BTC Plus Pro motherboard. I got 5 high-powered 200 CFM 4K RPM fans I got from Amazon. Link down below if you guys are interested. And yeah, this rig is going really well. I'm just waiting for the last Sapphire Radeon 7, which should actually be coming in a few days. It should be coming in a few days, I hope. I hope it's not going to get rejected and returned back to the sender. You guys may know that story from, I told you guys earlier in part 7 of my Radeon 7. Really beautiful rig. It's really loud because of the fans, but ultimately, I love this rig. It's mining at about 400 mega hash at the moment. Each card is doing about 80 mega hash because I really undervolted them, and now they're much cooler, and hopefully these cards will last. Okay, now next rig, guys. We're not done yet, okay? This is gonna be a long video, I told you. Let's keep it going here. Okay, so now I have a 6x GTX 1080 Ti rig. As you guys know, this rig here, oh man, this is my GPU mining addiction number 2. I love this rig. It's near and dear to my heart. It works just flawless. I have 2 1200 watt P2s here, coupled with a ASRock BTC Plus Pro motherboard. As you guys can see, these are the Asus Strix model 1080 Ti's. You can see they have the beautiful LEDs on the back and in the fan areas as well. And this rig has been running flawless. I'm mining Cortex at the moment. Cortex AI. It's a coin based on the AI blockchain, or they're trying to figure out AI on the blockchain. And I think it's going to be a new up-and-coming coin. We'll see. My beautiful rig. I love this one. This one works no problem, and the temperatures are below 50, I believe 55 degrees. And I have these really low power limit as well, okay, so they're not too hot. Okay, so that's my 6x GTX 1080 Ti rig. Awesome rig. Okay, now next up, my friends, lastly I got going on this whole mining shelf here is my single Radeon 7. You guys may know this rig. I'm keeping profits of it, and it's been a workhorse since April 1st of 2019. And yeah, you guys may know those videos. This is just a single Radeon 7 coupled with a 650 watt platinum power supply powered by Aeon. You can see my white cables, and I have an ITX motherboard that has a 3570K, an i5 3570K processor, and it's not CPU mining or anything. It's just mining Ethereum Classic at the moment, okay? So single Radeon 7, and you guys can see I have 2 Noctua industrial PPC fans to keep this rig really cool, okay? So it's been sitting here for a good, I would say a good year now, and yeah, it's been going really well. I haven't broken even or RO'd on this rig yet, okay, on this Radeon 7, but I'll keep you guys updated when I do, for sure. I do a video every month on that rig. Okay, so that's it, my friends. You guys can see all of my rigs. That's pretty much all I have on this side here, and I showed you my test rig. and then I showed you my 12 by EVGA P104 rig, which I will need some opinion on for the power supplies. You guys can let me know down below. And actually, lastly, it's not over. I'm not done the mining farm update, guys. Let's keep it going here. Let's keep it going. Okay, so as recently, you guys know, oh, thank God it's getting quieter now. As you guys know, I recently just got my buddy to put in another 30 amp breaker. And with that, I have my second triplet PDU here, you guys can see, okay? So exact same one that I have out there. And this one can handle up to 24 amps safely, okay? So I guess 80% of 30 amp breaker. And you guys can see right now it's utilizing 3 amps because I have this L3 Plus here on the ground and it's been going like a workhorse. It's not profitable at all. I don't even know why I'm mining it. I just needed it to test the power recently for my buddy who just put in the new 30 amp breaker, okay? So it's been working well. Just giving you guys an update of this and that, and really I'm hoping to maybe put up a grow tent here. And hopefully get my inline fan and everything you guys can see here, which used to be at my condo, and I'm hoping to maybe put it back up again and have the air go out the window there. Maybe. I'm trying to figure out, maybe I shouldn't do a grow tent and I can just put a shelf here, a metal shelf or one of those Costco shelves, and just stack my rigs here just like I do outside on the other side of this room. And because this room is kind of already like a hot box already, essentially just like a bigger grow tent, so maybe I can skip the grow tent and just put a mining shelf here and also just use an inline fan or maybe something to suck out the air that way, okay? So it's a small enough room, pretty small. I may be able to not use the grow tent. You guys can give me an opinion about that, if I need to do that, or I can do a shelf and just, you know, since it's a small enclosed area anyway, I can extract the heat from this place anyway. Okay, so that is the update of this area, and you guys may have saw that video before of getting this 30 amp breaker in, the second one, and running this L3 Plus. Okay, my friends, so that is it for the update of my mining farm here. It's really busy and I'm running out of space actually. I just kicked one of the EVGA P104s. Man, I hope this rig works. It's probably not gonna work. It's gonna give me a lot of issues for sure. But I guess I'll have to build that one day, real soon. Okay, my friends, thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Smash the like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Have a good one, and peace out.